The 200th episode of The Blacklist continues the show's investigation into the areas of moral ambiguity between right and wrong while reintroducing the fan-emboldened, devil-may-care criminal. In The Hyena, Raymond Reddington makes it plain that he is done with fear, pain, and regret despite having lived longer than he had anticipated and having little left to lose. Red's final wish is just to feel alive, a fusion of opposites that only a man like Red can create. Wujing is not the only criminal with cunning plans in his drive to collect the cash and social network necessary to defeat his adversary. After poisoning Robert Vesco, Red breaks him out of jail at the end of the previous episode. Red then arrives in a hearse to drive his friend away, but not into the sunset. In the 4th episode, The Hyena, we see Vesco again. He is lounging in an old nylon lounge chair while covered in Turkish oil at Red's most recent hideout, the abandoned NYC public bathhouse. This must be the enigmatic area that Red was looking at with the feisty realtor in the 1st episode. Moreover, there is no kitchen, as Red adamantly demanded. After spending the previous evening at Mount Vernon acting out a Revolutionary War battle and indulging in excessive amounts of whiskey with the 1st Delaware Regiment, Red stops by the Cooper home for a pre-dawn nap and a lovely breakfast preparation, arriving just in time for a sleepy-eyed Harold Cooper to object to Red's presence from the comfort of his bathrobe. Harold is annoyed, but he is also worried for Red because of his homelessness. Harold isn't too worried, though, because Red soon has him munching on fruit, drinking coffee, and listening to a profile of the Hyena, also known as Sean Bain. The Hyena is a new low-level blacklister who preys on white-collar offenders in prison by sniffing out their hidden wealth and shaking down family members and associates, torturing them, murdering them in order to grab their wealth. It's an accurate portrayal of Reddington. We have 199 instances of Red torturing and killing people at this point in the series. Despite all the elegant grandstanding, this 200th episode serves as a reminder that Raymond Reddington can also be as low order as a criminal comes, where family members have hitherto been off limits as targets of Red's harsh techniques. David Mayonnaise, who plans to extort the 3 daughters of a deceased banker named Warren Bostwick, convinces Harold to postpone the rearrest of Vesco by saying that he needs Vesco's assistance to stop the Hyena and rescue the sisters. Red always has several motivations, and those motivations coexist harmoniously for Red if not for anybody else. Raymond Reddington's tongue is a two-edged blade, and when he speaks, he uses it to obtain what he wants. Kendall, Alex, and Cordelia, the triplet daughters of Warren Bostwick, are the only ones who can access the hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin that Dad bequeathed to them. The passcode to open the account where the inheritance has been hidden in a digital wallet can be pieced together by the children by deciphering a poem that Daddy Dearest authored. After Warren's will was read 2 years ago, the sisters haven't really made any forward in deciphering the hints or getting closer to one another. It just so happens that Red and Vesco are old friends of Warren Bostwick and believe they know him better than his disastrous children. They are also both fairly decent poets and enjoy treasure hunts. The poem ended up in Red's possession thanks to Kendall, who is the oldest by 12 minutes. She surreptitiously pays a cryptanalyst to attempt to crack the poem. This cryptanalyst also happens to work for Red. But Robert Vesco proves his worth by finding a strong lead on the first clue when the cryptanalyst fails. There are many unexpected detours and turns along the treasure hunt's route. The suggestion to share the fortune with the only surviving good sister is ultimately made by Robert Vesco, and not Red. Vesco's appealing selflessness, however, instantly questioned when Wujing's thug, Zhang Wei, follows a lone Vesco to a parking garage and tells him that Vesco's detention last year was not accidental. Rather, it was a trap set by Red. Vesco receives a card with a phone number on it that he can use to contact Wujing if he wants to learn more about their potential common interests. As one of Red's last remaining allies Mole's betrayal, the stakes are higher than ever. We can learn to think like Raymond Reddington from the Blacklist 200 episodes, if nothing else. Why did Vesco's cab driver's representative from Wujing find it so simple to approach him when he got out at a deserted garage? Perhaps the position Vesco is best suited for is that of the long-term insider who infiltrates Wujing's ranks while faking revenge and proves his worth by transferring a portion of the Bostwick treasure to Wujing's coffers. Vesco's freedom is costly in either case because he will either turn on Red or act as a double agent. Vesco's independence could ultimately cost him his life if he's not performing at his best. I hope the video was entertaining. Flip the channel's bell icon to the subscribe position to see more of them. Leave a like as well to support the channel. Thank you for your consideration and time.